Alrighty, we are in fact back here to play some Magic: The Gathering online, as we all should be doing wherever you are. If you are in North America, we're going to play a little bit of some white decks in Modern tonight. Two entirely mono white decks in Modern. So these decks have been big on the rise. Doing exceptionally well in challenges and competitive events. So let's explore exactly what is going on with these little masterpieces, how they all came together, and see if we can't replicate some of the results. So Death and Taxes is a very popular deck in Legacy. One of the biggest reasons it's always been very popular is for budgetary reasons. It's one of the cheapest decks you can build in paper because it has a high basic land count. You don't need to get a bunch of dual lands. In Modern, it had some people who were sort of followers of it, and it was slowly gaining traction. And a couple of things have come along that have given it some big boosts. One of the best being Skyclave Apparition. So I believe both decks that we're playing tonight have 4 copies of this card. This is making big waves in Modern. So it's a core spirit for 1 white. It has it says when Skyclave Apparition enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target non-land, non-token permanent you don't control with converted mana cost 4 or less. And when it leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner gets a XX blue illusion creature token, where X is the card's converted mana cost. So this is excellent for removing things like Uro, but is a complete Swiss Army knife and can remove things like Blood Boons, which you don't normally care too much about, but Ensnaring Bridges, Planeswalkers, literally just anything. Skyclave Apparition gets it gone, and the only thing they get back as a replacement is an illusion token, which is not much to write home about. Then we're playing the Dream Team Mana Denial combo of Leonin Arbiter. This card stops people from searching their library unless they play a 2-mana tax each time they want to do so. And Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, which says non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. We've got Giver of Runes at 1 CMC. This protects our other creatures from being removed. So it's a magnet for removal. Then we've got Aether Vial to drop in creatures at an accelerated pace, or even if we're missing our land drops. Path to Exile is one of the best all-purpose removal spells. Stoneforge Mystic to give our deck a wonderful mid-range angle with Sword of Fire and Ice, Maul, Skyclaves, and Batterskull being our fetch targets. We've got a 1 of Aven Mindcensor and a 1 of Restoration Angel. I think this deck just generally has some flex slots, so this is what they put in them because we don't have any way to actually tutor these creatures at all. Which is fine. Our mana base has 4 Ghost Quarters and 4 Field of Ruins. They are there to combo up with Leonin Arbiter, as is Path to Exile. So all of these cards become quite different when your opponent is not allowed to search their library. And then we've got 3 of Flickerwisp. Flickerwisp is an elemental. It says when Flickerwisp enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent. You return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So this can be used to have your creatures dodge removal spells, or it can be used to remove your opponent's permanents from the battlefield for a turn. Additionally, you can use a Flickerwisp to destroy permanently a illusion token that your opponent has managed to get off their Skyclave Apparition. So this deck is like a kind of mid-rangey deck with a powerful mana denial angle that you can get into in a lot of games. And it's just generally well positioned right now. I'm not entirely sure exactly what has happened with the rest of the format that has made that the case, but we're going to see as we get into the league here. I definitely think some of the taxing effects are reasonable against the prowess decks, and the mana denial is reasonable against the control decks, so we'll just see if our threats can actually close out games quick enough, because one of the problems with these decks has traditionally been that they're just really bad at ending games. So even if you do start off by denying your opponent's mana reasonably well, you end up not being able to close the game out. Stoneforge Mystic helps us on that one. And some of the other creatures do as well, so we'll see. Podcast host, my podcast co-host Jiggy Wiggy, asking questions about Kinnan and Urian in Vintage, working way out there on the edge. What do you think, folks? We're gonna keep this one. Got all the mana denial in the world. We are playing 23 lands. We have an Aether Vial. We have multiple draw steps to try to pick up an extra land. Our opponent has no companion. You know what? I'm gonna just keep this so that we just keep the number of cards in our that we have access to high. Jiggy says easy keep. I disagree. No, I don't disagree. It's entirely possible that we'll be fine. All we'd have to do is draw 1 planes. Love to be punished. Yeah. Yeah, well, and I mean, to your credit, I mean, I kept it for the exact same reasons that I believe that you did, and I was not thinking of my opponent hitting me with a turn 1 targeted selective discard like that, and now we are in huge trouble. Inquisition of Kozilek and Thoughtseize definitely still some of the best cards in Modern that you can be playing, just because of your opponent's synergy-based decks getting beaten to hell by them. This is fine. This card is totally irrelevant. So Snapcaster Mage essentially being a 3-mana 2/1 here. You feel free to take any card you want, because as soon as I get a Plains, we'll be moving, and Snapcaster Mage is unimpressive combat stats against the deck we're playing. Opponent with 0 fetch lands thus far and all basics. So I wonder if I'm against some kind of budget build. Someone call up... why can't I remember her name? She's not Emma Handy. Emma Partlow? The budget magic gal. Nope. Not making it happen. Opponent is on 4 lands, unable to cast a Cryptic Command, so clearly they've made a grievous error. We are getting horrifically punished on luck. We are 4 draw steps in, and we still have not hit a land in our 23 land deck, so only so much that you can do, but our opponent is spectacularly failing to kill us, so I can only assume their hand is full of Fatal Pushes and Mana Leaks. Silent Clearing. Not exactly the land I wanted to see, but I'll take it. Hey! We're on the board. Silent Clearing. It had to be a pain land, huh? They didn't end step kill it. I am intrigued. Opponent is on blue-black control, hasn't played a low CMC Planeswalker yet. Are you Field of Ruining me? No, they tap the swamp first. Now this is going to be like, go for this road or something. Collective Brutality, sure. Oh, and they have an Echo of Eons. Okay, so I'm guessing this has got to be a Narset deck. Oh, and they drained me. No, they're going aggressive here. Interesting. All right, getting a little beat up here. Getting a little low on that health total. It's 2 CMC Fatal Push. Let's start looking at our sideboard for this matchup. Mirran Crusader is probably an alright card to have here, but I really don't know what my opponent's up to. So other than that one, I'm really not sure. Like Auriok Champion is not necessarily something that I need here. It's got protection from black, but it's really more of an anti-aggro card, and my opponent's deck is not being very aggressive. So Aven Mindcensor is really, and maybe Gideon, really the only cards I'm looking at here. Click me. Okay. Well, we're almost dead on board. They clicked themselves to get rid of an Echo of Eons. Interesting choice. Well, here we go. I suppose I could have attempted to remove one of their creatures with Path to Exile as a more sure way to survive here. Because all they need is another removal spell, and that'll do it. Okay, so sometimes you get to play Magic, and sometimes you do not. That was one of those times where we did not. I guess we could play Rest in Peace. I don't know if I really care all that much. Suppose we only have 2 in the sideboard. So let's say they didn't seem to be playing any fetch lands at all. So let's take out an Aven Mindcensor. Sword seems good. Batterskull seems good. I don't know if I want Maul of the Skyclaves in this matchup. I don't really think that I need this card here. And then OP's deck looks awful and boring. Well, we didn't really get to see them do anything, right? Because we weren't doing anything, so I mean, take that with a grain of salt. Like, it might be a lot more interesting than it was, but yeah, potentially not, because again, they didn't really do anything. With what I'm bringing in, general lack of synergy, I feel like cutting a Stoneforge Mystic. But I feel like Stoneforge Mystic is pretty good in control matchups. They're just a giver runes, because they're let's cut a Path to Exile and we'll be fine. Alright, we're on the play this time. We're gonna get away with it. This is gonna be great. Push Inquisition, Snappy, Narset, Echo. Yeah, but we never saw a Narset, right? Or a Notion Thief, which I assume that they are playing some number of copies of. But and they're playing Click, and Click makes me think they're definitely playing Narset or Notion Thief, because it's got synergy. So I do wonder. Yeah, so this should be probably Giver of Runes Pite set, which I'm okay with. Because with the Aether Vial, as long as this Aether Vial remains in play, they took the Stoneforge Mystic. That's interesting. Alright. Well, definitely going to have a Thalia. They are def on Narset. How come you say def on Narset? Why you say def on Narset? Hey, look, a fetch land that we didn't see in game 1. It's okay, it doesn't really matter. Like, we kept all of our Arbiter. Okay. I'm gonna violin a Leonin one drop. I always love it when people, like, I don't know, I'm gonna refer to it as the actually, but like I just, there's something special about when people play things at weird times. I'm gonna drop in my Thalia right now, because one, they can't remove it now. They can remove it during their upkeep or in their main phase, but this means that they won't be able to play their Narset. Here comes the Trick Bind. What, on my Aether Vial? I mean, that would be fine. At least I would understand why they fetched in response. But they fetched in response to grab a tap land and do literal nothing. So it's just, again, that's the actually response that I do adore from time to time. Just killing my Giver of Runes. Sure. Let's give Thalia Pro Black, just for funsies. I'm not gonna put my Aether Vial on 3 yet, because I find it unlikely that I will need to do so. Jeez. And I want to be able to drop in a replacement Thalia if they kill my Thalia. I have met a Thalia in real life who spells it TH and says Thalia, and I have heard repeated people say Thalia even though there's an H in there. I just refuse to until I meet someone from wherever that name is from who explains to me why that's the case. I have to assume it's like a non-English language with a non-English alphabet that got translated into English, and that's the reason why. But like Thalia in Batman, Talia al Ghul is spelled without the H. So but maybe that's a sort of like bastardized American version where they're like, well, nobody's going to pronounce it right if I spell it correctly, so I have to spell it wrong so that people can pronounce it correctly. So this has been Name Tangents with Zach. All right, killer. Soren's Thirst. Wow, opponent's got the tech. Well, so do I. I'm going to drop in a Thalia in response. We're going to keep this one, and my opponent's spell is going to fizzle, so they're not going to gain 2 life. Boom. That's how we do it. That's how we do it right there. That's a problem. Yeah. I'm going to Vial in response to this, put in Thalia, and then tick it up. Actually, I guess I don't have to tick it up, because I'll just tick it up on the next turn. Yikes. Well, I'll take it. Do I want to field their field right now? Not particularly. Do I want to field their River of Tears now? Nah, they've got all the mana, all the colors that they need right now. Oh, an end step stop. That's what I used to have. I had to do a reinstall of a bunch of applications on my... There's the land that I want to field. This Narset? Yeah, there's the Narset finally. Yeah, that's fine. Not that there's anything I can do about it anyway. There's no way I could have prevented them from getting mana out of their Gaia Reach, so... Murderous Cut. They can pay for that right now. And they're really going to be able to pay for that when they discard a card. Man, this is about to suck really loud. Yeah. Oh man, this has been it's been a game. So what am I gonna kill with my Skyclave Apparition? Is it just the Liliana, because Narset can't Oh, I guess I could have sacked my Scavenger Grounds there. Oh well. Okay, you got her. So we're definitely going to take up our Aether Vial, and... and, guess we'll remove the Liliana, because Narset... No, I think I have to remove the Narset. Or, we can just hold it. Because if they Liliana my Stoneforge Mystic, I think I'm probably pretty happy. Whereas if they go for their combo and I blow them out by vialing in Skyclave Apparition, that feels pretty good. Yeah, that's fine. Go get your Echo. Do it. Friggin' do it. You're not gonna do it. Coward. Oh, no, but Jiggy, their deck has a pretty cool synergy, because you can use Narset and or other methods to get Echo in your hands, and then you use Liliana to discard it. I mean, it's really, like, clunky and weird, but, like, that's kind of cool. Fatal Push. Womp womp. Play a new Narset. Alright, well, in that case, I'm going to vial in my Skyclave Apparition right now. And let's get rid of the Liliana so they can't activate it this turn. So if they have an Echo in their hand, they're not going to be able to play it this turn. So they definitely have a Fatal Push, and they're going to have one more card that I know about. And that card is... There's the Echo. Well. Now they're going to want to push my Skyclave Apparition, because... Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's fine. And so I know the only card in their hand is Echo, which they have to pay full retail for this turn if they want to play it. I think we're screwed here, but we have had unbelievably poor draws, so, I mean, only so much you can do in these kind of situations. So we are going to get Narset wheeled, and my opponent's going to have access to infinite cards, and that's going to suck out loud. But we'll have a Batterskull, so maybe... And they have to pay full price on the Echo. So I think blue-black control is awful gameplay in general. I disagree wholeheartedly. I think this is actually a kind of neat little match of Magic that we're playing. Like, this is... It's like just the fact that I didn't do anything was pathetic, but like this is basically like playing against a more interesting version of Jund, in my opinion. You know, I don't think that's awful. I think calling it awful is a bit extreme. No extremist am I. And like if I had held my Skyclave Apparition rather than firing it off aggressively like I did, I would have been able to blow them out there and grab the situation like I wanted to. So I just wish there were fairies involved. Yeah. But they just never printed any more fairies, like, period. So like they didn't. That deck is just frozen in time, and it's not getting any better, and it's not getting any worse. But the rest of Magic is getting much more powerful. So so this one's fine. This one needs to go up. Okay. Shefet Dunes. All right, so I can go wide here. I can finally play that Gideon. Or we could just concede. Yeah, they have 6 cards in hand. I'm good here. So really unfortunate there, but they were pretty well equipped for what we were doing, and we just got brutally savaged by being in the draw in game 1 and keeping a risky hand. So good old Magic the Gathering. Blatantly fair deck just getting housed in a blatantly fair matchup. Happens to the best of us. All right, that's a hand. Opponent mulls to 6. I think we're basically inclined to keep any opener that has Aether Vial plus creatures. Catchery or Triumph. Okay, so opponent's going to be on some number of fetches, which is good. We're going to have double Arbiter going early, so maybe we get to really mess with them. Well, we're definitely going to be able to slow that down. And by definitely, I mean if they have Lightning Bolts in their opener, then we're not going to do particularly well. But if they don't... So I know I probably want to play the second Aether Vial this turn, but I'm also pretty sure I want to get this Arbiter down so that I can start taxing them in some form or fashion immediately. Lightning Bolt. It's nearly cooking time. I do like cooking time. Uro? Oh, sure. So they do get to throw down a fetch land here. Don't have a path. Okay. Don't have a path. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. That's just savagery. I mean, I get to strip mine them here, but they took the fun out of it, you know? Fun is overrated. Fun is overrated. Embrace the 2020 suffering. I don't even know how good it'll be, but we're gonna do it because that's what we came here to do. I don't want to shoot their Triome, weirdly enough, because then they'll be able to buy it back to start cycling. But I do want to hit their colors, so let's go after the breeding pool. Nobody gets a search. No capes. All right. Yeah, that's the turn. I'm carving summoning runes around my house. But for the suffering? Get your land back. Yeah. Unfortunate. Just in case. I am prepared. Oh, man. Alright, that's not too bad. Okay, so in niche plays that are a part of playing this deck, if my opponent pays for Leonin Arbiter and then wants to search their library, I can play Stoneforge Mystic, and Stoneforge Mystic allows me, or not Stoneforge Mystic, Restoration Angel. And Restoration Angel, shoot. All right. I was talking about things and wasn't thinking about what I was doing. So Restoration Angel will blank Leonin Arbiter, creating a new Leonin Arbiter, which means they have to pay for it again, which hopefully they wouldn't be able to do if I had done it correctly. Stoneforge Mystic requires you to search your library to use its actual ability, and I did not pay for my own Leonin Arbiter. So Stoneforge Mystic and Leonin Arbiter, the non-bow that is very well known in modern deck construction, that I just played right into with the intention to not. Oh well. Can't win them all. Ghost Quarter. Okay. Well, hopefully my opponent has a removal spell that I get to blow out here. But this Wrenn and 6 is being a very effective distraction. Do I want to Ghost Quarter them now and then Resto Angel my Arbiter to mess with them? No. If they try to get up to 7 lands this turn, we're going to deal with the field at that point. Because then I can guarantee they're going to pay for the Arbiter twice on their turn. So they should pay for the Arbiter here. That does not go on the stack. So they've paid for the Arbiter. We're going to play the new Arbiter. Not the new Arbiter, the Restoration Angel to flicker the Arbiter. Maybe we were able to mess with them effectively here, because they are going to be able to pay for it again. But I should be able to mess with them anyway. Yeah, they're going to pay for it, but I can't... Yeah, I can't mess with them, so they are going to get their land drop on the field. So maybe... Oh, we'll just do it on my turn. So they have to shock here in order to be able to... Well, we'll see. They got only 2 mana left, so they have to have an Explore or something similar. You should have GQ'd them first. Yeah, probably. See, this deck has way too many tiny angles for the small brain that is me. So we'll save this Skyclave Apparition for Uro. Just go crack it in with everybody, I guess. Like, I've screwed this game up in so many different ways. I should have a Maul of the Skyclaves or a Sword of Fire and Ice here, and I do not. And I think I let it get too far away. Yeah, so if I just Ghost Quarter them now, at least it guarantees they're not getting any zombies off of this field. But they will be able to just pick it back up with Wrenn and 6. So their draw has just been unbelievably good against exactly what my hand has panned out to be. I'm not complaining about it, I'm just saying, well done them. Good deck construction. Yeah, so they're just going to play the field and start getting zombies this turn, so... I should probably just put as much damage on the battlefield as possible. Also, so I got screwed up with this, and I've played against this multiple times in the last week. This creature does not have flying. This creature does not have flying. This creature does not fly. I definitely did not realize that until I was reading it today. So, just FYI, folks. They did not play their Field of the Dead. Interesting. I don't Don't know what's going on over there. Yeah. Well, can't pay for my Arbiter, so that's... Okay. They did pay for my Arbiter. Okay. There's the Uro. So this will get the field, but we have Path to Exile for the Uro, so... Although it's going to generate a zombie, so... Hooray! Unless I do it now, which I will. So, they do not get a zombie for this one, so they will have but one zombie. That said, we really need to draw a Batterskull or Maul the Skyclaves or Sword of Fire and Ice, or I guess another Stoneforge Mystic. Oh, they didn't put in their field. Don't. The only thing I can imagine is they're intentionally not putting in their field because they want to have a turn where they play the field and they think that I'm going to be able to, like, wreck them some... What? Did they not put the field in their hand, or did they exile it? They exiled it? They didn't have to, did they? I don't think they had to. Okay, we're gonna go to combat here. We could drop the Maul of the Skyclaves in at instant speed. So I'm hoping... Oh, shit. There's a cryptic command. Yeah, well... Alright, might as well do this before she gets tapped. The Maul! Whoop. Let's put it on the guy that if it dies, they get value. So, unboltable Skyclave Apparition is potentially useful. Let's see if they have another... Yikes! Okay. I mean, I have an answer for them finding another Uro. Hopefully they don't find an Omnath. Okay, so they haven't drawn that cryptic command yet, so maybe I get to put them down to 2. Nope. Nope. Okay. So they've got the second cryptic in hand now. Hooray. It's getting manhandled here. Oh yeah. Sure. Goodbye, Skyclave Apparition. Yup. Oh, great. Now, this does give flying and first strike, so... But the equip is 4. Goodness gracious. Yeah, we are not doing so hot here. Alright, well, let's see if I can resolve... Oh, they have a cryptic command in their hand, so they're going to go counter-tap my team. Luckily, I have the backup one, but still. They can easily have more, so if the second Skyclave Apparition is not able to resolve here, we are definitely going to just scoop them up. Yep. What is it, mana leak? Yeah, sure. Unfortunate. Again, being on the draw, like the hand we had was going to lock them out really, really badly. But we were a turn behind, so did not work out. Rest in Peace and Aven Mindcensor both seem good here. Not Gideon. This is not a matchup where they really are going to care about that. If they get Field of the Dead going, they're going to go way over the top of that. Let's see. I feel like one Flickerwisp, one Stoneforge Mystic. Kind of want the Sword of Fire and Ice, but I don't think I actually do. Not paying for owns. Yeah, no kidding, dude. That was really, that was spectacularly bad. I didn't, like, I knew I wanted to do that, and I was just talking about something else and just didn't, because I've never played this deck before, so I've never actually had to do any of this stuff. I don't know that I need 4 Path to Exiles in this matchup, just because we have the Skyclave Apparitions to deal with Uro, and they don't really play that many creatures. Skyclave is much more of a Swiss Army card. I don't actually know if I need all this equipment, but I don't know which one I actually want to cut. Like, is it the Maul? It's probably the Maul. Sword of Fire and Ice is going to get me through all their creatures anyway. So maybe we can cut this and bring back the Stoneforge Mystic. I just like having card advantage too much. Okay, so this is one of those ones where we could get completely out of hand real quick. So let's hope that that happens, because I would like to at least once show off the way that this deck can cause your opponent to have a complete non-game. So let's see what's up. Scalding Tarn. Okay. So I guess the smarter thing, so it depends on how next level we want to get it, but I feel like post board, what we do here is we do not just play the Arbiter out, because it's just way too likely to get removed. And next turn, what we can do is be able to vial in the Arbiter and drop an Aven Mindcensor, so we have multiple ways to mess with our opponent fetching. Okay, they can't play Ren and 6 with that, so that's good. Cool. Our opponent has the clock tax of having to try to play Uro, and we have the clock tax of having to use Aether Vial. Shock Breeding Pool and play nothing, huh? Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, what are we doing here? Drop in the Arbiter. Then I can't can't do anything else with that, huh? Guess we maybe have to just count on Aven Mindcensor being good enough. Both of these cause my opponent to search for a basic, so we actually might be able to soundly house my opponent with only the Mindcensor. So I wonder if I shouldn't. Okay, so this is really good, because what we're going to be able to do here is get the Mindcensor in, and then probably double strip mine them, because there's basically no way they can pay for everything. Okay, priority is going to be important here. So if I just activate Aether Vial, if I just activate Ghost Quarter or Field of Ruin, I can hold priority if I want to, but that only matters for me paying for my own Leonin Arbiter. My opponent, when they get priority, can pay for the Arbiter, and then the next thing that's going to happen is the ability resolving. I don't think it goes back to me after they take this special action. I don't think that it does, but yeah, this is obviously going to matter here because I'm the active player right now. I can make this play anytime, so I wonder if I shouldn't just pass the turn, see if they attempt to play anything, because the potential of just locking up their mana and then hitting them with a double strip in the future is really good. No, wait, I should get priority again, because I also have Flickerwisp to do a similar play. So let's attempt to shoot the Raugan Triome and see what happens. Hopefully this all works out the way I think it's going to. So what should happen here, they should tap 2 and pay... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, priority does go back to me. Good. So let's just drop in the Mindcensor and see if we don't just get lucky here. I could drop in Flickerwisp. The issue with dropping in Flickerwisp is they probably have Path to Exile, which they're about to play. Yep. But this is good because this means I get a land off the Arbiter and I get a land off my Field of Ruin now, which I was not going to get a second ago. So let's do that. Say yes, Aven Mindcensor. Then we're taking a little gamble. Hopefully we get them with this. And on our side of things, we will definitely get to keep up lanes. So they missed, and let's see if they miss again. They missed on both. That's exactly what we want to see. Okay, no. And rip. Off the top, baby. All right, grip it and rip it, baby. Bam, triggers. Some good justice. Yeah, this is... Let me tell you something. Hold on. I need to get the clip because it's not currently on my soundboard. Oh no, my primary monitor is deciding to mess with me right now. Oh, there we go. It's back. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. The greatest sound clip. They want to EE me again. Goodness gracious. Yep, sure. This time we're gonna Flickerwisp potentially to save one of our Aether Vials. And for some reason they didn't set it on 2 to go off after my Rest in Peace. Not sure why. I guess I could Skyclave Apparition that. Just to put some extra clock into play. I don't see any reason not to, actually. They have only access to blue mana right now, or if they take a risk, potentially something else, but... Getting a good lockout here, it feels good. Bustin'. Yep. This guy. That guy. If I was them, I would just Hail Mary and fetch here. Oh, they got it. All right, so they get to blow up my Aether Vials here, and I can't do anything about it. But I didn't really need them at this point anyway. Thalia feels good. They're missing 2 of their colors, so we're pretty remarkably ahead here. If the card in their hand that they want to beat me with right now is Supreme Verdict, we just shut them out of that pretty quick, and we have lethal on board. So, yeah, got them. So there's the mana denial game we were looking for. We just had to pick the right window, and we learned some fun things about priority. Maybe we can cut a Giver of Runes and get Flickerwisp back in here. It seems like their targeted removal is mostly limited Path to Exile. I mean, maybe they have some lightning bolts, I'm not sure, but I feel good about this on the draw. Because we are going to need to slow roll our game plan just like we did in that one. Grafdigger's Cage does stop Uro from doing things, but it does not stop Missing Sanctuary, which they're playing, so... Not super interested in that. This is not a great hand, but does it has everything I need. I just need to be a little bit lucky when we're coming out. Because we're going with a slower game plan anyway, let's just hope that they don't sort of go off. It does feel like our opponent's not playing anything like Explore or Growth Spiral or anything of that nature where they can really get going. Like, get their stuff cooking early, so... shoot. I mean, it's not a problem card so much. It's just that it's just good value. Do I want to jam Stoneforge Mystic here? How much do I want to slow roll this game is the question. Because either way, I'm going to resolve the Stoneforge through counter magic. Yeah, I think we just drop in the Stoneforge. Because then if they path me, I'm pretty happy. I get to actually eat them alive. Let's go get, I think, Sword of Fire and Ice. It's by far the best piece of equipment in this matchup. Because I have to assume they have a number of Lightning Bolts sitting somewhere in their deck. They pick up no land. Oh, are they land light? Yeah. That's fine. 0-4. Drop in my Giver. So Giver's going to be great because Giver's going to be able to protect my Mindcensor. Hey! So, got some options here. Because they don't have... they don't have anything that's going to search in play right... Oop. They don't have anything in play that's going to search right now. But they could play just Jam Rip. Well, it's Jam Rip or play land and hold up Aven Mindcensor. And I like playing land and holding up Aven Mindcensor because it gives me more opportunities to completely wreck them on the mana axis. I do have a free attack here. It's not free because depending on when they time their... whatever it is that they want to play. Then we don't get to do it for free, but so let's get a land in play so we don't screw that up. And then yeah, I don't know, am I just jamming a Rip? No, I think I'd rather hold up the Mindcensor, to be perfectly honest. Like, they're not close to having Uro do anything. Yeah, this is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Our deck actually can use mana. So, like, if they play Uro this turn, we get to... Ooh. Okay, this is super tempting. To drop in the Mindcensor, try to hose them here. But I think the better plan is end of turn, play Mindcensor if they... Well, they're only fetching now because they have something else they want to play this turn. So I'm hoping what they do here is play something like Omnath. No, the reason they were fetching was just to be able to use the Ren 6+. Well, shoot. Clearly should have jammed Rest in Peace last turn. Well, we'll play the Mindcensor here, and then we'll get to jam the Rest in Peace afterwards. Don't have the... Okay, good. Yeah, they know that I have the sword, unfortunately. Sorry, I can't see chat right now. Okay. EOT Mindcensor's not going to cut it. I mean, I think what do? We have to just jam Sword of Fire and Ice on it and just hope it resolves and we get to go. I suppose the other option is to fire off 2 Ghost Quarters. Can play Rest in Peace first. Actually, that's not a half bad idea. We're going to see where we're at pretty quickly. But now my Mindcensor is definitely going to die. Well, I guess I can force them to spend a spell on it. Yeah, I think I definitely screwed this up, but I don't know how easy it was to not do. Huh. Oh, that sucks. Oof. And if I fire off the other Ghost Quarter, then I won't be able to play an equipped Sword of Fire and Ice next turn. All right, let's see if we can go to combat here without them spending the red mana. Assuming, yeah, of course. I guess I can just Skyclave their Wrenn and 6. Yeah, I can just Skyclave their Wrenn and 6. What am I talking about? So it's actually really not as bad as I was thinking it was. Unless they wrath me, but hey, you can't beat everything. Bloop. All right. Jeff GQ here again. I don't think so. I don't... I guess the idea is that if we get them with this one and then their fetch land fails, then we're in pretty banging shape. So we have to slow roll our Sword of Fire and Ice, but we've got them off of red mana entirely. They've already used a Path to Exile. I wouldn't GQ, says Zanman1414 reporting in. How's it going, buddy? You got to mention it in our podcast episode. Hey, it's an Uro that's going straight to the graveyard. You are not greedy enough. I agree. Whoa. Fire Spout. But they didn't pay red mana for their Fire Spout, so it only hit flyers. But they managed to get the Mindcensor off the board, which is what they needed to do, so... Well, moving on. Hey, that's not a bad pickup at all. Except for the way our mana is stacked up. It's actually not a good pickup either. Not bad, not good. Just sort of medium. All right, well, I think this is the path to victory. Love to hear it. Still have not gotten listening to an episode, so I know what I'm doing tomorrow on my drive home. There you go, bud. I highly recommend the second newest episode. Don't listen to the newest episode. It's got some audio problems. I'm kidding. It is very listenable, but if it's going to be your first one, don't do that one. What is this, Hour of Promise? Oof. Well, that was not... Okay, well, that's a card. What would you like to tuck, opponent? Yeah, that's what I figured. Let's draw, I don't know, Flickerwisp? Still seems pretty okay for us. I'm not really sure how, but okay. With Jiggy as my co-pilot. They're gonna draw an extra card, which for me is the end of the world. As far as I'm concerned, them drawing a single extra card means we lost the game because we have not drawn... Did we Stoneforge for the sword? We did. Okay, we drew an extra card too, so maybe it's okay. As far as I'm concerned, if you lose any amount of card advantage, then you've probably lost the game because that's how Magic works, in my opinion. Life totals don't matter. Yikes! Okay, they got to find the Path to Exile here. I guess that's what they're viciously digging for. I really hope they don't find it, because if they don't find it, we're in good shape. But if they do find it, because we can take down Teferi and draw an extra card, which will pick us up the Skyclave Apparition, which we can vial in to kill the chase. So, boy, no, they could have Cryptic here. Damn, they have so many options. No, they don't have triple blue. Oh, they're gonna field me. Sure, but I don't get to search. Wait, but am I forced to shuffle? It didn't say I shuffled, but I don't remember how field works. I think it forces the shuffle. Yeah, I think it forces the shuffle. Says you did not shuffle. Okay. Zanman says I didn't shuffle, so I'm gonna believe him. It looks like I didn't shuffle. All right, so let's see if they also have the path. Do they have it all? We're gonna attack the opponent because that's the only way you get a sword trigger. Wow. Okay. You didn't search, so no shuffle. Okay. Is it because it's all in one sentence? Is that the... I should know this because I'm a goddamn judge, but of course I don't. Okay. So let's do this. Let's do this. Bloop. Whap whap. Get wrecked, nerd. All right, we got one. They got one draw step. Uh-oh. Uro? It's gotta be Uro. No, it's not Uro. Maybe it's Uro? Oh, EE. Yikes. That's an unbelievable EE. I mean, they're not getting rid of my rest in peace, so it's not over, but they are gonna get a... Oh shit, I can't attack at all, huh? I better draw Flickerwisp. Or barring that Restoration Angel. Path is actually not the worst, because we'll be able to get rid of the 4/4 illusion that comes off the Jace. But this is definitely a pain in the ass. Okay, so yes, there goes my sword and my Skyclave. They get the Skyclave token. Path that. They're going to block one of my Arbiters. We're going to get them for 2. Boom Bazinga. I would not say Boom Bazinga. Unless you're talking about the E exploding. Yes, they Boom Bazinga'd me. I don't know if that's a thing, but apparently it's now a thing. Uh-oh. No. Oh, okay, that's fine. That card is largely irrelevant. I wonder what the last cards in their hand are. It's got to be like Mana Leak and something, right? Flooded Strand. So they get a Mystic Sanctuary that doesn't do anything, so that's pretty good. I do love being able to play Rest in Peace with like no shame in a deck. Like that feels really good. That was old before they drew the E. Okay, got it. Oh, they're on... No, hold priority. Ah, okay, good. There's a trigger. Thank God. It's not just like a thing that happens when you cast it. For some reason, I was like, no, we did it again. But we didn't. We learned. We're learning. All right, did we get him? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No. Stop. Okay, finally they drew an Uro, which is Healing Salve? No. It's a 1 and a white instant. Blessed Renewal? No. And I know it's not Renewed Faith. Renewed Faith is the best version of that card. Picks up nothing for Ren 6, plays a fetch land, 1 card in hand. It's like my opponent's control deck is full of air. So strange. The Symbol of Mana, that's me. Oh, what's up, Janice? Hey, Janice. I just imagine that every woman in the world who's named Janice would definitely speak like Harvey Fierstein. Janice. $100%. I'm just saying it's a quality old lady name. It has no like negative bearing on the kind of human you are right now, but you're going to make an exceptional like old lady, and if you take up smoking, you're going to have like the perfect smoker's voice, I'm sure. I just want to imagine you judging like that. That's a game rules violation. The name peaked in popularity in 1946, and I can't wait to be Old Lady Janice. Well, the best part is you'll be able to like authentically talk about being young and gorgeous. Like, you'll be one of those old ladies who'd be like, "Oh, I remember when I was young, and there were all sorts of folks coming up to me every time I'd work a convention. Oh my God, it was such a hassle, you know." Oh no. All right, well, yeah, we have no out for this. Luckily, their Ren 6 can't ult to any relevancy, so let's see. All right. Well, if they have a Omnath, it's not going to be able to block, so that feels good. They scoop, got the match win. Okay. Bestow my wisdom upon all, whether they want it or not. Oh, hun, use it while you got it. That's me with the long hair, dude. I'm going to keep the long hair until it looks bad, and quite frankly, I keep looking at pictures of Benjamin Franklin and saying, I could pull that off. I'm like a zany jack of all trades scientist kind of person, you know? I just made some peanut butter infused vodka, and then I also had peanut butter infused vodka that I'm milk washing so that I can do a and B taste test, and if I can finally dial in an excellent recipe, I'm going to be over the moon about it. Hey, how's it going, Brian? Yeah, Modern's going okay. We're trying out Death and Taxes today. We finally drew a good opening hand. We finally get to be on the play in game 1, so I'm excited for that. Got the night off from work, so, you know. True. I saw Schwen did amazing on the weekend, Eternal Weekend. If anyone is watching this on YouTube, my good friend Schwen streams at twitch.tv/Lynn Chalice, Lynn Chalice, like Chalice of the Void, Chalice. And he is, I don't know if disciple is the right word, but definitely plays a lot of the same kind of decks as my favorite Legacy streamer and one of my favorite streamers in general, Chase Hansen. All right, so we're against Dredge, and this is actually something we can totally win with this hand, which is kind of cool, because we can get sure. We can get Batterskull and then give our Batterskull protection from some of their colors, or we can put the Batterskull on Flickerwisp potentially. Although, Brian, would you get Batterskull here, or Sword of Fire and Ice, or oh, do I not have Sword in the main deck? Oh, it's in my hand. Doy. Maul of the Skyclaves gives your creature flying. So assuming that my Stoneforge Mystic survives, we're going to give our Giver of Runes a Maul of the Skyclaves and a Sword of Fire and Ice and just go to town on my opponent in the next couple of turns. So, yeah. It was in my opening hand. I was like, why was I thinking of Sword of Fire and Ice so much? I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is. Haggle, sure. Try to get a good bargain over there. Ooh, second Creeping Chill. All right, well, we're getting hammered on the life total, so maybe we're not going to be winning this race, and maybe I should have got the Batterskull so I could keep pace on my life total. Am I taking one? You know it. All right. So it gives flying and first strike, but not flying and first strike, but not what's the word I want? Vigilance. So I can't equip any of my equipment this turn, but what if I hardcast Flickerwisp, flicker my Stoneforge Mystic, get my Batterskull, and then next turn we drop in the sword, equip the sword, then the next turn we drop in the... No, we want the Batterskull in to start gaining life. Yeah, so I should have grabbed the Batterskull with Stoneforge Mystic there, so that's a mistake. We get to put the Flickerwisp in for free next turn anyway, so I guess the right thing to do here is probably just, like, hardcast the Sword of Fire and Ice. Or, actually, we can prevent a point of damage by just dropping in the Maul of the Skyclaves instant speed during combat, and then hopefully blocking the Narcomoeba, just swat it out of the air. I just think the 1 point of life might be one of the most relevant things we can do. Winning the game is not going to be the priority for now. For now, we just want to mitigate the damage we're going to take as much as possible. Yeah, I really wish I had that Batterskull. Okay, so we've learned for the future. Playing against Dredge, just get your Batterskull first. Do it every time. That Stinkweedium's not going to be able to do any damage. They'll probably attack with the Narcomoeba here. Yeah, and they walked right into this. So this is good. I'm going to dunk on him a little bit here. Trigger. Zanman says format not about combat step. Zachman says format be about combat step. play the decks with creatures. You will participate in many a combat. I'd always grab Batterskull in Blade against Dredge. Yeah, well, I've seen you do it before too. It's just one of those things that you learn when you actually play the deck for the first time. So I want to drop in the Flickerwisp to flicker my Stoneforge Mystic, but I also... No, my Giver Runes doesn't have Trample or anything. Excited to see you now get killed by Dredge's Burn. Well, no, I am going to get killed by Dredge's Burn, but I'm going to get killed by Dredge's Burn because I didn't get Batterskull. And because their combat damage is going to be obviously relevant. So what we are going to be able to do here, though, is set up some good blocks. And have they milled? They milled a mountain. I think they usually only play one. We're going to go to the Google box, as intelligent players with plenty of time on clock will do. And let's see what dredge decks look like nowadays. Do I have MTG Goldfish up here? You guys can see all my tabs here where I'm reading about agar foams and all sorts of wonderful things. So I can make a peanut butter and jelly cocktail with peanut butter foam and jelly in the liquor. All right, let's see. We want decks. That a game. It's just being a little chonky because my internet's sad because it's working hard. I know Dredge is not actually that popular right now. Well, 2.7, actually about where it is. Yeah, 2 mountains. All right, so we're not going to try to field them here. The only thing I'm spending mana on this turn cycle is dropping in the Sword of Fire and Ice, so we can hold up our other mana for silent clearing. I don't need to equip a sword that I'm not going to be able to get through with, so we're just going to pass the turn here. We've got good blocks right now. My league today was Dredge, 3 Titans, Blue-Eye Control, so no cool combat. Yeah, but what were you playing? Because you got to be part of the answer yourself. You can't just be annoyed at your opponents when you don't get cool combat. You have to play the cool combat creatures yourself. Have you tried any of the mono red variations, like the Obosh or the Gigantha? Bizarre Trade Mage pile. That is a good combat deck. Bizarre. Okay. So I have to assign my blockers first. I'm not gonna take much damage at all this turn, which is sweet. I'm gonna take 3. Do they have a? Yeah, there's the con flag already. But they haven't hit a loam yet? No, they just haven't picked up a loam yet, right? Okay. So, yeah, we're just going to go for max damage blocking here. Okay. Played the red decks, you just bolt in 1-for-1 all their guys with burst spells. It's not about the combat question, I just think those decks look fun to play. Like, you're just all interaction. Okay, so we've only milled 1 mountain. Just double checking. Put in sword, oh snap. Oh shoot, I meant to do that. Didn't I activate my... Yeah, sorry, I was talking about other things. Yeah. Sorry, Brian. Just getting distracted, talking about other decks and stuff. Bickering about combat steps. Yeah. I mean, it's not that good, but... it's not going to matter too much to the overall game. That said... Do I want to sack this silent clearing now? Probably. Do you don't think I need 5 mana this turn? Because all we're going to do is drop in... yeah, exactly. All we're going to be doing is dropping in Stoneforge Mystic when I already have all my equipment. We're just going to be dropping in the Batterskull this turn. I think that's the only thing I'm doing with my mana. We're not going to sack this silent clearing, though, because next turn we're going to equip Batterskull to the Flickerwisp or the Giver Runes. I have 3 blockers here, so as long as we don't get totally blown out, we're going to be in really good shape. So they should pick up life from the loam here, I would think. and start building up their hand for... Yeah, it doesn't say which card they picked up, but the fact that they milled 3 means they picked up Loam. There's the Loam. Okay. Hasty Gast. Chooses not to use Bloodghast ability. Why? Chooses not to attack at all. I don't know what's happening, but I'm okay with it. Batterskull. Trigger. Oh, okay. This man fears settle. Oh, maybe. Mayback, though? Are you serial? Whatever. So what we're going to do is put sort of Fire and Ice on Batterskull and then give it protection from black and crack in and gain 6 and shoot down their Stinkweed Imp. No, we don't have to hold it up anymore, though, because we're going to create an unstoppable monster that I don't think their deck can possibly deal with. So the fact that they took that 1 turn off to not do anything is going to be really, really poor for them. It's like... so they can get their Bloodghast back, and then with that, then they can get their Prized Amalgam back. So maybe I shouldn't go totally all in. We should just attack with Batterskull. Because gaining an extra 2 life here is probably not worth it. We should leave our creatures back and leave the Giver of Runes activation up. And the Path to Exile. Yeah, alright. We'll just attack with Batterskull here. If they Stinkweed Imp it, that's fine. We'll just equip it to the Flickerwisp. We'll have a 7/5. That's fine. Or I guess I can reset it instant speed. Just hold up all my mana. I'm at 14 now, so their Bloodghast doesn't have haste anymore. I mean, the one in the graveyard's not gonna have Summoning Sickness anyway. That's right. Just, yeah. You just throw it over your shoulder. Like it's a pinch of salt. Yeah, this is an interesting spot. I wonder... I guess the only thing in my hand that's not really an instant is the Stoneforge Mystic, which I don't really care about, so we'll just pass the turn here. Okay, they fetch, so... But they let it go end stat. So I think that was a mistake from them, because I think they were supposed to get their Bloodghast back in second main phase, because this is going to get a Prized Amalgam back at the end of their turn now, which is not when they wanted it. They wanted it for this attack step. So I think we just got a pretty reasonable gimme there. So imagine how dead he could be if he just attacked. Yeah, it's true. Plays Loam. All right, building up the big conflag, 8 cards in hand. Unfortunately for them, my Flickerwisp and a Batterskull token will stand in their way if they fire off a big conflag. And 8 damage is not going to be enough. Oh, just saving it for post-combat, maybe? I don't think they normally play any instants that matter. Well, we didn't come here not to do this play. Is it Batterskull? Oh, I was supposed to do the trick there, wasn't I? Although I guess they don't actually have the... they don't have the right cards to punish me for that, right? I don't think that they do. Yeah. No, but at least I know that the optimal way exists, right? Do I want to trade Flickerwisp for one of these guys? Yeah, probably. whatever life I can save anywhere I can save it right now is probably worth doing. Oh, I should have given it protection with the Giver. God, I'm so bad at this. See, this is why we're playing the creature combat deck, because I'm garbage at it and I need to learn. Could have eaten them alive there. On the plus side, this means that if they go for the conflag post-combat to like wipe my board, I can give her my germ token and then next turn crack in for 6 points. Just sort of eat them alive that way. Because it looks like they're going for conflag here. I don't know how they're going to divide it, but being able to give my germ token protection from red is not the worst thing in the world here. There it is. Yeah. So they're gonna get wrecked by this. So works for me. Sure. Well, it's gonna have protection from you, so that's okay. Let's draw Skyclave. Arbiter. Not the best, not the worst. And we get to snipe the Bloodghast here. And drawing a card, the best thing in all of Magic. Oh, yeah. Ooh, mama. Ooh, baby. So they can attack me, and I will take 0 damage. Drawing a card is pretty sweet, agreed. Drawing a card is the best thing in Magic. I think my opponent's gonna deck. Also, are they not playing Ox of Agonis? Is this a dredge list that's like a year old? All of their creatures are blue. They can't block with any of these. But they are going to play a land here and get their Bloodghast. Pre-Ox list. It might be. Which means they might be on exactly one conflag. Yeah, I mean, card advantage is the only thing that matters. I'm pretty sure it's in the comprehensive rules. I think it's like 104.3, what's the letter we don't use? I. 103, or 104.3 I. If you draw more cards than your opponent, you win the game. As if I'm not drawing cards, I'm playing Jund. But here's the best part. Jund can draw cards. Jund can draw cards. I think I want Mirran Crusader. Black and green. The green doesn't help, but the black seems good. Nah, probably not. Auriok Champion seems fine here, and Winds of Abandon seems excellent. Oh yeah, Rest in Peace. Wow. Okay, maybe Auriok Champion. Oh, don't need the Relic-Warder. Okay, don't need Mindcensor. Probably don't need Resto. Probably don't need Flickerwisps. Maul of the Skyclaves is only really good if I have it in combination with the other pieces of equipment. Oh, it's the one Auriok Champion that doesn't match. Leonin really oh, Arbiter. Yeah, agreed. So let's keep Resto. Mindcensor is meh, but let's get these Auriok Champions in here. Just blocking is good. And then Archon of Emeria will really mess with their land drops, but only on turn 3 or later. Like, we can't accelerate it out, so that feels bad. So let's maybe just get one Flickerwisp back in here. Oops. Actually, and I think Flickerwisp is probably better than this matchup than Restoration Angel. Because this can reset a Batterskull, which, as that match showed, Batterskull is the entire game. Even though he screwed it up, it was still fine. Maybe I even cut like a Ghost Quarter to just to bring in like another one of the Flickerwisps. Because we're on 23 lands and that's just a lot. And I think if we could just lean slightly, because like Ghost Quarter is also pretty bad in this matchup, especially since we boarded out the Leonin. The one turn behind Batterskull was still good enough. Exactly. Double path. I think we want to try to mulligan to a hate piece because we've got 3 good ones, and this hand is, well, this hand has Stoneforge into Batterskull and 2 Path to Exiles, though. Let's try it. Yeah, but Jun can draw cards thanks to the best Planeswalker in all of Magic, Renin 6. Well, the best Planeswalker in all of Modern. And luckily, I don't have to pick favorites until Modern Horizons 2 puts Stack Faden into Modern. This hand plays Hope OP is not on Grudge. Sure. Bloodghast, Prize Amalgam. Oof. Stack Faden coming to Modern. If you read my article... There you go. But yeah, to answer your question properly, no, there's no confirmation at all that Dak Faden is coming to Modern, but I really hope that he does in Modern Horizons 2, because I think that would be... I don't think there's any reason not to have Dak Faden in Modern, so... Abrupt Decay might give her... Yeah, that's fair. They don't have a single dredge creature going yet, so... They still don't have a single dredge creature going yet, so... Stoneforge Mystic being alive means this game is looking pretty good. No kill spell. Gemstone Mine. Resolves. Narcomoeba. Resolves. Scavenger Grounds. That will be really good right now, actually. The hard cast Narcomoeba, yeah. You love to see it. You love to see it. Only attacks with Narcomoeba. I look into your heart and I see your fear. Wooded Foothills, sure. Man, this is and this, there might be something to this Stoneforge Mystic card. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but might be something to this Stoneforge Mystic card. That's power in Modern right there, yeah. So I think what we're gonna do here is just go attack with the Germ token, and if they... Oh, Bloodcast can't even block anyway. I was about to say if they group block, they can't even do that because I'm a good Magic player who understands how all the cards work. Hey, I like that card. Which card? Narcomoeba? Narcomoeba? Let's drop in our Thalia, I guess. Having Scavenger Grounds up here seems pretty good, huh? Stoneforge. Oh, I love Stone. I've got my 4 copies of Stoneforge like right here. Are they right here? They should be like right here. I haven't gotten to play them yet, but like someday. No, I like Stoneforge Mystic a lot. It's like the perfect fair card to have in Modern. There's no reason not to. What are we doing? I think we're just gonna sit. Germ token altered to be COVID. I'm pretty sure you're gonna get a USC minor and then be told not to use that. It's a token too. It's not even a Magic card, so I don't think there'd be like any like you can use anything as a token, so you really don't need to use that. That'll probably be funny in like 10 years, but just a Shriekhorn and no other enablers and no interaction is really awkward. Yeah, I think my opponent there was an inexperienced Dredge player, which is fine because I'm an inexperienced Taxes player, so. Use a vial of actual COVID as the token. Do they have vials of the virus? I don't think that's how viruses tend to work. Probably kept just because of Abrupt Decay, but definitely a weird keep. Yeah, that's fair. Like they had the Shriekhorn, but the only other relevant card they had was Abrupt Decay. So My science knowledge ends with grade 12 bio. So you know what a virus is. And in theory, you know how a virus works, because I also took grade 12 bio. I think we even talked about viruses in grade 11, so... University of Geology. Yeah, I don't think that really helps. But, like, I feel like a vial of virus right now would be super valuable, because being able to use that to test and hone a vaccine is, like, pretty valuable at the moment. I'm sure they have lots. I do not think that they have lots. Vial of virus is kind of a thing. No, I mean, it probably is. I'm just saying I think it's probably really valuable. It would be really hard to get a hold of and just, like, walk out of a lab with. This has been segues into mildly inappropriate conversations on the Mana Simple channel. Alex, what you're basically saying there is like, oh, it's easy to have corn syrup. Just go to the nearest cornfield. That's not how that works. We talk about peanut butter foam. We sure can. So I gotta buy agar because, I have to buy. It's in my cart on Amazon. I don't have to buy agar for this, but I want to buy agar for purifying gel juices and stuff. Gelatin leaves. So we're gonna get some gelatin leaves. Gold is a quality, so there's gold, silver, gold, silver, and platinum. I don't think there's actually a copper grading, but gold is the level of absorbency on these gelatin leaves. And basically what you do is you dissolve them into warm water, and then you mix in what you want to foam, and then you have to put that into a cream whipper. We're gonna keep this hand, right? Yeah, we're gonna keep this hand. You put that in a cream whipper, and then you should be able to get a foam out of it with the gel. Okay, it looks like ad nauseum. Or no, that's probably ad nauseum. Okay, I think our hand is not good for this matchup. Our hand is not good for this matchup, but hopefully overall we'll be able to get this one. I think our deck in general is actually not good for this matchup. Well, the most efficient way to use our mana is to play this turn 1 Aether Vial. And we could use agar to make foams as well, but I think it's more valuable to use that to purify juices and stuff. Clarify is the right word. To clarify juices. Scavenger Grounds, not super useful. We really want to pick up a... actually, no, I have Aven Mindcensor, so I'm going to be able to attack their mana at least a little bit next turn. They play a very low basic land count, so potentially going to be able to slow them down enough that they won't be able to kill me. Really looking to pick up more Field of Ruins, Thalia, Heretic Cathars, etc. as soon as possible. Because how long do I have on this Aether or on this Lotus Bloom? Not any amount of time whatsoever. Great. It's where my blue-white Taxes deck would have the edge, because we could play Teferi next turn. Although I don't know if I can, if I want to play Teferi in an Aether Vial deck. So that's we'll see how the actual list shakes out. Second Lotus Bloom. Good lord. Okay, we really need to draw a Thalia. Blue. More blue. Pentad Prism with 1 counter. Thassa's Oracle as a blocker. Well, that's always nice to see. That is not a strong play. But it also probably means that they don't need that card in their hand at all right now. One of the things I want to look into getting at some point, Alex, is a carbonation tank. Get a big old tank of CO2. And did I miss playing Giver Runes last turn? I bet I did. Okay, so we've got the Aven Mindcensor ready to go. I don't think they're going to be searching their library for anything. I think we're just dead here, unfortunately, because they were on the play. I can get you a tank of helium. That is not useful. Nitrous or CO2 are the things that we need. Maybe someday we'll mess around with liquid nitrogen. All of these things sound like endless amounts of possibly volatile fun. Yeah, it looks like we're screwed, huh? If you want some liquid nitrogen, I mean, not today, but soon enough. I mean, it's not hard to get. Apparently, you just go to like your local welding shop. Can I do anything anymore? Yes, I can draw a card, and if it's Thalia, I can Violin Thalia, and that can mess with their next... Nope. All right, we're just dead. I could let them go through the whole rigmarole of comboing me out, but that's fine. Okay, so Mindcensor is good for mana denial. Maul... I think Maul is what we don't need. Sword of Fire and Ice and Batterskull will get the job done quickly enough. We want Archon of Emeria's, Leonin Relic-Warder, and I think that's it. We just want things that'll mess with their mana and kill them quickly. We'll keep Giver of Runes just in case they play any kind of removal post board. Path to Exile we definitely don't need. So is there anything we can board in that will get me killing them faster? Or probably just leave in the Maul of the Skyclaves, huh? I guess Mirran Crusader kills people really quick. There we go. Crusader in, Resto out. Flickerwisp seems okay. So does Skyclave Apparition, especially taking away one of their Lotus Petals. Lotus Blooms. One of my fraternity bros works for an industrial chemical distributor. The problem with liquid nitrogen is that when you're transporting it, it starts evaporating right away. So you want to get it somewhere as locally as possible. Now that said, for industrial chemical distribution, if I could get really high proof alcohol for doing infusions and tinctures, that's something that's worth doing, is getting like really high proof, really clean alcohol. Like 90-95% with very little taste or sort of affliction. Okay, so we're keeping this hand basically on the back of Thalia on the play, followed by Leonin Relic-Warder, because the Relic-Warder is going to mess with their Lotus Petals as well as their, what do I want to say? So you didn't make that still. I haven't made a still yet, no. And even if I did make a still, making high volumes of pure ethanol is not really what the still is for. Still is for making like moonshine, and moonshine you probably want some local character if you can grow high quality grain to purify, like to work from, because you want the character of your local grains, right? Like high quality alcohols is more should be left to being an industrial process, and by high quality I mean like pure ethanol, versus like if you want like liquor, then like use some local stuff. Grow some grain in your backyard. Don't do that. Well, you can do that. That's legal. Distilling without a license is not. I don't think. In Ontario, I really doubt it. Yes. No, I understand that. And yeah, no. We'll definitely be able to do that. I've been looking into building stills, but like we'll definitely be able to like make like bathtub gin quality liquor if we have to. I know what we need for that. We need a kettle, a column, and a still. So since I don't know anyone who knows how to work with metal, maybe I should learn how to do it myself. Okay, let's throw in Thalia. Bloop. person I worked with when I worked at an LGS as a welder. So between them and me, we could probably, yeah, exactly. We can get your still going. But the question is, will they be able to weld when society collapses? Yeah, actually, most of that stuff is like analog technology. I don't think it requires a lot of electricity or anything to get it going. I'm going to drop in the Crusader here because it's the fastest clock, although I wonder if I should have just held up to end step in Mindcensor, because if we draw a Ghost Quarter or a Field of Ruin, we really want to be able to play that. Oh boy. What is this, Abrupt Decay to kill my Thalia? Oh, this is Pentad Prism, yeah. So the way Thalia interacts with Pentad Prism is that it increases the cost of the Prism by 1. But the way Sunburst works, Sunburst doesn't care what the converted mana cost or the mana cost of the card was. It just cares how many colors you paid for it. So they paid 3 colors for this, so they get the 3 charge counters. Alex recommends Flickerwisping it. I'm actually going to hit it with the Relic-Warder because Flickerwisp is more valuable. I guess on the flip side, Flickerwisp has more power and it's more it's going to use more of my mana this turn. And if I hit a land next turn, we could play the Relic-Warder and the Stoneforge. So actually, I am going to follow Alex's advice on this one, but there was a reason not to. But fortunately, I thought through the rest of the factors, and he was in fact correct. Always trust your judge brother. I played the deck a lot. I've played against the deck a lot. I don't know why, but I'm like a savant at beating Chris Flink. Even while playing 4 or 5 color Niv. Yeah. This sweet Phyrexian mana tattoo. He's a good human being. What the hell just happened? They echoing truthed my Mirran Crusader. That's fair. Alright, what do they got? Another Pentad Prism. That works for me. It's okay, I got another answer for your Pentad Prism. Let's also draw the land so I get to do the play that I had intended to do on the previous turn. Yeah, that's what we like to see. Beat down. Hey, look, Alex, your reason for making the play that you totally explained in full when you said it worked out exactly as you meant it to. I left in the Maul, right? Because this is the kind of situation where Maul is actually the... no, actually, Sword of Fire and Ice does more damage than Maul. But the fact that Maul auto-equips is a bit of a banger. Darth Maul, yes. The best Maul. The best Darth. Vader. Yeah, Darth Vader. Come on, Relic-Warder. Go. Get him. Oh. Oh, they're going to play spoils. Yep. Choose a card name. What card name you want? They're at 5. They're definitely going to die. Oh yeah, they died hard. What did they name? Phyrexian Unlife. That was a good call, actually. That would have messed with me pretty good, but it did not get there. I'll be back in 1 second, and we will continue on to the third and final game of this match. Oh, Maul. I did board out the Maul. I wonder if it would actually be good to have in here. All right. What do you got, nerd? Let's do it. Oh, that's right. Alex has an adorable dog. Lucky bastard. You don't have a dog. Isn't your dog Dax? Why is that Dax with your dog? This is the problem with there being so many made-up names in that judge chat. Isn't your name always Dax something? Like Dax's daddy or something stupid? Is this hand good enough? Opponent mulls to 6. Yes, it is. We got Thalia on turn 2. Yeah, Dax's best friend. Vicarious dog ownership. Yes. Okay, good. Got it. Wouldn't Dax's best friend be you? I guess it's your Dax mom. Dax's mother. Mother of Dax. I am not responsible enough to have a dog. Not even close. Well... You ever heard of Legends of Runeterra? Many, many times. I've never played any of it. Is that the card game for League of Legends? Yeah. Yeah, I played some League of Legends back in the day, but since I was a Dota player, League of Legends was like baby mode Dota. It's like Dota for children. Fisher Price Dota. Lotus Bloom, eh? Very well. It's funny the number of like really small things that make a game not as good. I don't know. Oh yeah, Brian, you've played a bunch of other card games, and like they're just none of them are as good as Magic. Like they're just not. It's just really, really not. I'm mostly just watching it implode. I assume you meant it. Watching that game implode. Unless you actually meant J-A. Jaw. Okay. Well, I was hoping I would pick up a what is the word? Ghost Quarter there, but I have an Archon of Emeria, so this card has the line of text on it. Each player can't cast more than one spell each turn. So not only is my opponent gonna have to pay an extra mana for their Lotus Bloom right now, but if they play their Lotus Bloom, they're not gonna be able to JA. Oh, Judge Academy. Okay, Judge Academy. Yeah. This is from Zendikar. This thing is very, 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 very obnoxious. One of the things we're definitely not going to do this turn, or coming up, is if we draw the second copy of Archon, we are not going to play it. I mean, it's not busted or anything. It's just like really, really good in the Taxes deck. So this is each player can't play more than one spell each turn, so that includes us. So the question is, do I what do I do with my turn here? And I'm pretty sure the answer is play Stoneforge Mystic and then leave up Silent Clearing to crack, because I think Stoneforge Mystic getting me a sort of Fire and Ice is, for the next turn, is probably the best thing I can do here. If I draw Field of Ruin or Ghost Quarter, we'll play that and then try to mess with their mana. But I think this is by far the most damage we can add to the battlefield in one go. So this adds 4 damage for the next turn. L3 and a bunch of people were laughing at the current racist Magic shit. Yeah. Definitely some issues. Some parts of some communities. Unlife. Yikes. Alright. Well, they still can't win the game because as long as this is in play, they really... like, none of their ways of actually winning the game work. Oh, that is a banger. So that means I can kill them next turn. So let's do this thing. To do this thing. Oh yeah, have you read this card, Brian? Skyclave Apparition is disgusting. Yeah, out of my 2 creatures, Thalia and Archon, the one that they want to remove the most is the Archon. They could technically win through Thalia, but card is a spirit. Yep. And it doesn't fly. It should fly. It looks like it flies. It does not flew. Second Thalia. Womp womp. Well, we've got lethal next turn, and we can wreck them with this card. So yeah, 1 white, white. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target non-land, non-token permanent you don't control with converted mana cost 4 or less. It's completely busted. Okay, so we just go to combat here. We attack for exact lethal. I guess I should attack with the Stoneforge just in case. Are they gonna Angel's Grace here? So they go to 1? Also, this would have been more than lethal, but whatever. Okay. So that's... doesn't really matter much. So I'm gonna draw a card. So we'll put in 1. Okay. You Spirit here? Why? Oh, I guess because if they ad nauseum, they can... Why? Why are we gonna Skyclave them now? What does it matter? They can only play 1 spell on their turn. It removes them living another turn with another grace. No, it doesn't? They can Angel's Grace me again next turn. They have to waste it instead of win. What? They can only play 1 spell per turn. I don't think they can possibly win. You can hit the Bloom. Yeah, I can hit their Lotus Bloom. Yeah, that is what we're going to do with this. No, because then I can't hit the Unlife next turn. Damn it! This is all precipitated on them having an answer for Archon. Yeah, I guess so. Hit Unlife. I am gonna hit Unlife. I didn't want to do that now. I wanted to do the Unlife next turn. Like, yeah. You outthought yourself. No, I was letting Alex talk to me about things that because I assume most people are smarter than I am most of the time, so it's definitely a personality flaw, but hey, at least I'm aware of it. I am nothing if not underconfident. The point is, I didn't want them to know I had an answer for Unlife. So if they had an Angel's Grace, they would use it again. You always seem confident. I know I do. It's just the way that I present myself. I'm not. If you actually talk to me most of the time, I'm not very confident at all. But I think I'm right within a very close percentage of accuracy in my confidence. Like, what do I want to say? The delta between how good I actually am at things versus how good I think I am at those things is small, which is where you want it to be, I think. Like, you want to be pretty dialed into how good or good or bad, or like your level of ability at all the things that you do. Oh, well, got there anyway. Because we didn't miss the opportunity to draw a card end of turn. Anywho, the point is, you want to know exactly where you're at with whatever you're doing. And I usually aim slightly lower than how good I am. Which is, it's not too bad. You don't want to be underconfident. You don't want to be overconfident, but I'd rather be under than over. Here comes the Grace. I mean, again, the Grace it's not a problem, right? Because they have to remove my, because I was going to Apparition their Phyrexian Unlife no matter what there. So then they have to have the Angel's Grace to survive this turn, then also have a way to remove my Archon. Then they also have to have the way to win the game, and they have to be able to pay for the Thalia tax on all of those things. So not an easy sell for them. So 3-1, we got thrashed in that first one against like blue-black Narset wheels, but we had god-awful draws, so that was a whole thing. Blazing Shoryuken. All right, we're on the draw here, but we got a good hand, so we're keeping it. Sure hope I still have my German Giver of Runes. I think I probably sold it to ANC. But if I did, I could probably get it back still. Or maybe go buy it from... I might have sold that one to Face-to-Face. Yeah, we're keeping this. Anywho, yeah, confidence things are part of being a professional musician. You got to figure out, like, ooh, okay. More ad nauseum. Interesting. Most likely. This is almost definitely ad nauseum. Finally drew an Aether Vial, too. Knowing where you're at is useful in all realms of life, but even more so when you're like a performance professional. And I think that's part of like why I always seem confident is I've just like spent a lot of years in like training in a discipline that requires you to act well in the moment, no matter what your level of preparedness or accomplishment at that thing are. What I'm trying to say with this is that like everyone walking around every day has a maximum potential, right? Like you could be working at 100% of your current skill. And one of the things that you want to do as a performance professional is train yourself to be able to hit up to that mark a lot of the time. So if you're like a B+ performer, part of your training is, okay, every single day I want to be able to hit a B+ whenever anyone asks me to. Where there are some people who are A++ players of music or A++ performers in any field where they're very moody, or they're very like ego focused, and if they don't have everything lined up exactly right, then they can't perform properly. And that is just not something that's going to translate particularly well to being a professional. Being a professional is about being able to show up every single day and do it whenever you're asked to, at the level where you've been employed to do so. So consistency is a huge part of being a good craftsman. Are we against another ad nauseam player? I believe we are. Flickerwisp is not a useful pickup here. So I think this turn is going to consist of doing nothing. Yeah, nothing I can do here is particularly useful. Oh, I can... I can flicker my Stoneforge Mystic to get another equipment. It doesn't actually help me all that much. No, we're just going to drop in the Sword of Fire. I guess I should have attacked for one. We're definitely going to drop in the Sword. Spirit of the Skyclave at instant speed is hot. Oh, it's disgusting. It's not hot. It's gross. And you know what is even worse? Skyclave Apparition and trigger on the stack Flickerwisp it, because then they get nothing off the first trigger and you get a second trigger. It's completely disgusting. Skyclave Apparition has the old templating, and I honestly, like, as much as there have been flaws with the current Magic design, I think Oko is a cool card for Legacy. Bone Crusher Giant's one of the coolest cards of all time, and them doing things like going back to the old templating on cards like they have with Skyclave Apparition, allowing us to do things like Aether Vial tricks in turbo formats. Like, yes, just yes to all of these things. Like, thank you, Magic Design, for finally, I want to say finally, listening to old enfranchised players like me and the people that I care about most in the Magic community for, like, what is going to make the game better. Because I think all the niche blowout plays that completely wreck newcomer players, as much as those are, like, not fun to be wrecked by, when you don't have those plays in your game, it means your game is lacking in some levels of complexity. And I know Mark Rosewater loves to say that, like, oh, the game's complex enough without those things in it. It's not. It's just not. Like, the reason that Magic has existed as long as it has been is for the, like truly terrifying amount of, like, infinite complexity that exists in the game. And when we do things like Cube and you play with the old cards like Flametongue Kavu that have the really obnoxious text, oh, here comes end step value ad nauseum. Okay. Unlife, first card. Okay. We can beat that. Lotus Bloom. All right, they get to keep that for free. Where are the cards they're drawing? There we go. Lightning Storm. They need an Angel's Grace somewhere here or they're going to kill themselves. So maybe they already have it in their hand? I apologize for the somewhat stream of consciousness ranting that's been going on here over the last minute or two, but I'm kind of tired, and I just got to get into it. Start talking to yourself while your ad nauseum opponent's going off. So it's possible at the end of their turn we're just going to Flickerwisp our own Stoneforge Mystic, but I really doubt that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to play Unlife here, and I think we're going to eat them alive for it. So they didn't draw a single Angel's Grace here, so I'm pretty sure they're just dead. Because they have to have two to be able to win the game from this point. Because we're going to put them to 0. And then we're going to vial in our Skyclave Apparition. Oh, I should have end of turn Flickerwisp my Stoneforge Mystic, but that's okay. Keeping up the Aether Vial just in case at this point. I mean, like, we don't need to do any more damage than we're already doing, so I think it's okay. Sorry, I can't see chat right now. My main monitor is on the fritz again. It'll do that every couple of minutes, and then it'll sort of come back. Having some computer issues, but I am able to stream. There we go. You have lethal anyways. Thanks. Yes, yes, that is correct. Okay, a million Aether Vials. Okay, so this one I want to say no. This one I want to say yes. This one I want to say yes. Okay. Draw my card. Yet another Skyclave Apparition, so we can both hardcast one and Vial one in, so this is incredibly over. And I guess I could just hardcast a Flickerwisp to beat them and not put... Okay, so that's one Angel's Grace. Which actually means... Yeah, I forgot that we're not going to get to put them to 0 because of that. I don't think it really matters. So let's draw an extra card, see if we can't mess with their mana somehow. I don't think that's possible. Oh, yes, we can. But I either play Thalia or I can Skyclave Apparition, but I can't do both. So what they're going to do is go for a Spoils kill. They'll ad nauseam, you'll Vial at instant speed, drop the Thalia. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that we're just going to blow them out with the Vial. So we just have to hope this is good enough. Yeah. Okay, so that's not coming in anytime soon anyway. Blow them out. That's the plan. Yeah, they don't have enough mana to overwhelm me here, I don't think. Because what should happen is they should go for a Spoils of the Vault style kill, which is going to cost them 2 mana, and then if they have the Thassa's Oracle in their hand, which we don't know that they do. So if they have a Thassa's Oracle in hand, they can win the game right now for 4 mana, but we'll blow them out and kill them. Okay, this looks like ad nauseam. They need 1 more mana. They forgot there's a Thalia. Yeah, get your gemstone mine back. It's fine. I don't mind. Okay, so they can spend 2 mana on a Spoils of the Vault here. This is fine. Because if they name it Angel's Grace... Wait, what does Split Second actually read? I can't activate abilities, right? Vial? Yeah. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. Yep, this is fine. Everything's fine. Exactly. Yeah, I don't think there's any way we get beat for this. Because no matter what they play, it's going to cost them at least 2 mana. And with Spoils of the Vault, they have to name a card. So the only way they live is if it's literally the top card of their library. So if the top card of their library is an Angel's Grace, they can survive 1 turn. But I don't think they can win. So they should name Angel's Grace here, and it has to be the top card. So let's see. Nope, very dead. Cool. We are well on the way to a 4-1. Okay, so let's see if we can remember the sideboarding. So Relic-Warder, Archon, Mindcensor, and the Crusaders. And we go out on Path to Exile, Resto Angel, and I took out Maul as Skyclaves before. I think that's right. Could have vialed the Flickerwisp too. Yep, I'm aware of that. Is Tax's best modern deck? I mean, yeah, Skyclave is a broken card. I don't think Tax's is the best deck in modern, but I definitely think it's a good deck. Yeah, we'll keep this one. Ghost Quarter plus Field plus Arbiter plus Aether Vial makes me hopeful, and I don't think we're likely to lose the Aether Vial. They do sometimes sideboard Thoughtseize, but the fact that they're not going to turn 1 Thoughtseize me means we should be good to go here. Yeah, Skyclave Apparition is busted in half. Our opponent took a mulligan, did they? Yeah, they did. And they didn't have a Lotus Bloom. So all the bad luck we had in the very first match of this league has been coming back to us in spades here. Hey, Schwen! I've been talking you up. I've been plugging your stream a whole bunch. I hope everything's been going great for you, and congratulations on the weekend. Okay, Unlife is definitely unwelcome. That is the Lynn Chalice. Okay, so I think Thalia is the best card in my hand to put into play, unless I draw planes, in which case then everything's going to be wonderful. White source. Well. Oh! This says artifact or enchantment. Well then, I still think I'm putting Thalia in here, because the only way I lose is if they have a land, a spoils, and a Thassa. Thassas. Yeah, I mean, Strifo was hosting you on the first day. I guess Relic-Warder wins me the game if they try to kill me this turn, but Thalia is by far the best card to play here, so I'm just going to put the Thalia in, and then next turn we have some flexibility. Thalia and Viola for Relic. I can't play the Thalia, I don't have a single white source. Because my mana is awesome right now. It's going to be a Pentad Prism. Yeah, buddy. Feels good. Feels good. Is Lynn Chalice the person from Toronto with all guru? Yes, that is the human being. That is that human being. Okay, do we put the Vial up? I don't think that we do. Because I'm not guaranteed to have a white source yet. I am now guaranteed to have a white source. So let's go play Arbiter, strip mine, win the game? Should be. Because we can Relic-Warder away their Phyrexian Unlife, which feels pretty good. Oh, no, 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 no! I just realized I can pay for it! That's not the end of the world if they did. I'm really good at Magic, folks. I am great at gathering the Magic to gathering the game. Wow. Alright, so... And they can't Angel's Grace ad nauseum here. They don't have enough mana, thanks to Thalia. Yep, okay. What are you doing there, friend? Trying to cast ad nauseum for not enough mana? Eh? Yeah, you are. There they go. Oh, they are casting it. All right. Okay, so they're going to have Pact of Negations here. Hope Mono White keeps getting support because it's such a fun archetype. Let it resolve. So the only way they have to win an instant speed is Lightning Storm, right? Kill the Unlife in response to whatever they do next. Yeah, I think that's okay because they're going to pick up a bunch of Pact of Negations, but I think because we vial in the Relic-Warder, I don't think there's any way they can beat us. And because of Thalia, there's no way they can cast as many things as they need to here. So, like, in theory, they could go... No, because multiple Spirit Guides won't let them Pentad Prism and convert the mana, and they don't play Manamorphose anymore. They used to play, like, a one-of Manamorphose sometimes, but that's definitely not going to work. Yeah. So they're going to play Lightning Storm, and we're just going to kill them with the Relic-Warder, and they actually can't cast Thassa's Oracle, or if they do, they won't have any mana left to interact with my activated Aether Vial. So they could go Thassa's... Even if they could get Thassa's Oracle onto the stack right now, we could just cause them to lose the game in response by removing their Unlife. The Quad Simian Lightning Storm. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I was just entertaining the notion that, like, what if they had Spirit Guide, Spirit Guide, Spirit Guide, cast Manamorphose for multiple colors, Spirit Guide, cast Pentad Prism, cast... Yeah, if they had a Manamorphose in their deck, they could go for a Thassa's Oracle kill here, but we still beat them in response. And they can't Angel's Grace in response. Don't let it resolve, yo. I'm not F6'd. They're just holding priority, dude. They're just holding priority. So we got a 4-1 with this deck, which is kind of sweet. Bustin' makes me feel good. Oh, hold on. I got the sound effect for this. Bustin' makes me feel good. They have to put charge counters so it's lethal, otherwise it does nothing. Yeah, exactly. Like, I was, what do you mean don't let it resolve? The one time playing on MTGO is actually better than playing in paper. I mean, I'm not sure what you mean, but... What do you mean the one time? There's lots of times when playing on MTGO is better than playing in paper. Not to say that I don't like playing in paper better. Anyway, so Death and Taxes. Yeah, so this deck has been making waves in Modern, and despite the incredibly disappointing first match we played, this deck is obviously a force to be reckoned with. The mana denial angle and the grindy mid-range angle. I mean, it's really good at doing what it's doing, and it's a totally fair deck. It's a little bit obnoxious sometimes. Leonin Arbiter is a really, really annoying card. And then Skyclave Apparition is way too good. But you know what? It's okay for white to have cards that are way too good, because every color should get cards that are way too good. Just because I think Uro is the most fun card, it doesn't... I can't really separate it from being overpowered, because it definitely is. I mean, you know how in paper when you look at your opponent, it's considered passing priority, and people argue over that with Lightning Storm, but at MTGO get priority right after, and you basically can't forget to discard. I mean, unless you can forget to hold control. But yeah, I understand what you mean. Forgetting to hold control on MTGO is the same as not knowing you have to say hold priority in paper. I mean, I'm very... for anyone who's curious about what we're talking about, in paper, there are a few different ways, few different cards, few different interactions, where if you don't hold priority, you can't make the play that you need to. Lightning Storm is one of those. So is Expansion Explosion if you're using the expansion half to fork a spell that you're playing. So case in point, something that would happen in Standard was there's a card called Deafening Clarion for 1 red-white, and it deals damage to each creature. And if you want to deal 6 damage to each creature by using expansion to fork it, you would have to say, play Deafening Clarion, hold priority, play expansion. Because if you play Deafening Clarion and then pause... your opponent is default given priority, and if they let it resolve, you can't fork it. So you do have to be proactive about the way you're using forks. Anyway, wrapping up my thoughts on Death and Taxes. Yeah, deck's good, fun, 23 lands. It's like, this is just a good mid-range deck in Modern, which is great to see. I love that there's aggro decks. I love that there's mid-range decks that are almost entirely piles of creatures. If you are interested in something like humans, you would probably be interested in something like this. You get to play Stoneforge Mystic, which is baller, and you occasionally just cheese people out with the mana denial angle. You get to do all sorts of cool combat tricks. So if you own a set of Aether Vials, I cannot recommend this deck highly enough. This is the best this deck has ever been by a large margin. Absolutely. And it's amazing how few things needed to change for that to be the case. We're going to move on to Mono White Heliod Weenies, which is a tweak on Death and Taxes, which is less focused on cheesing our opponent out by denying their mana, and more focused on cheesing them out with infinite combos. So stick around for that. I'm going to throw on some tunes, and I will be back to that in just a second when I get my cards changed around. If you're watching this in the future on the YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and... you can follow me on Twitter. You can check out my new podcast, the Serum Visions podcast with Jiggy Wiggy and Brian, the Lord High Artificer. So I'll see you there, and you can interact with us and all the things we're doing, including brewing around taxes. Yeah, we're doing another league, Janice. Glad you're a fan. Viewer numbers are picking up too, which always makes it more worth doing. It feels more worth doing. I like recording my gameplay because it makes me more critical of myself. Makes me more focused. Sometimes when I'm just messing around on MTGO at night, I start watching some Frasier. Frasier is the sitcom I'm watching right now, but I just start getting distracted by other things, and I don't play it as well as I should. I don't learn as much as I should. So one thing I like about paper Magic is like you don't ever really get distracted, or you're not ever not focusing on what you're doing. And when I say playing, I mean like competing. When I'm playtesting with Roy, sometimes I'll get a little bit distracted. Although Roy and I are really good playtesting partners together because we both stay pretty much on task until we get too many beers in. So I can't wait for that future to come back to us. I have nothing to watch. Hey, say, dance party, yeah. Dance party, yeah. Oh yeah, doing a little dance party. It's my Harvey Fierstein voice from when I did Hairspray and I played Edna Turnblad on stage. I've worn a dress on stage multiple times and I'm very confident about it.